Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, do not be in this podcast. This is the Resellers Locker Room Podcast. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker, and joining me for episode 2 is the Beard King Picker, ladies and gentlemen, followed by Soda City Mr. Herps, Shane O'Mac, right here live in the locker room. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on? First, I just want to say I'm sorry we had to fire Archie.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but you wanted to break the news already, so
yeah, my bad. We didn't discuss that first.
Just the three of us.
Listen, man, you know it is what it is, right?
Yep.
No, listen. Before we get inundated with comments out the wazoo, which we want you to do, by the way, if you're a watcher on this,
drop a comment. Why we should no.
No.
He's gonna edit this. He's editing this, and he's gonna be mad. He's on a date. He's on a date.
Our beloved Biscuittbutt has an out-of-town visitor, ladies and gentlemen, that has been in at his place for the entire week watching the Super Bowl. Anyway, it's the last night his guest is there, so he's busy entertaining, so he is going to be absent from this show, but
I miss him already.
We miss you, man. So when you edit this, don't cut any of this out because we love you.
We love you, buddy.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, we got to kick episode 22 off with some big announcements, and I am so excited for this podcast and excited for the viewers and for you guys as well. We now offer channel memberships to the Reseller Locker Room. That's right, kids. You can now be a member of the Reseller Locker Room. And Alex, why don't you tell them the different levels they can take advantage of?
All right. The first level is called Just the Tip, and that is $2.99. It's just a tip jar for us. So we would appreciate if you want to throw us just the tip. And you could give us a little bit more if you'd like to. For $4.99, you get early access to all the episodes, plus behind the scenes when we decide to record that. And then the step up from that is $9.99, which if we all go to a meetup together, we will all go out to dinner together with those memberships at the $9.99. Biscuittbutt, he's paying for all of that. So you guys, all you can drink, whatever you want. Yeah. And then also to come on to our lives and join us on our lives, because we're going to start doing lives. Hopefully once every other week, we're going to do a Friday Night Live. That is the plan moving forward. So you'll be seeing a lot more of us.
Yeah. So we have Just the Tip is level number 1. Level number 2 is the MVP to the locker room. Level number 3 is a Skybox member to the locker room. And we already have 2 members to the locker room that we want to shout out. Mr. Mike Camparelli, we want to give you a big thank you, sir, for being our first member of the locker room, and followed by Chris Easy Pickens. You can go check his channel out on YouTube. Thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate both of those gentlemen being the first 2 members into the locker room. Now, the second announcement that I'm very excited about is we want to say thank you to every one of you watching this show week in and week out. We have hit over 1,000 subs. We are now fully monetized. So big praises to our audience that come into the locker room and put up with our shenanigans every single week. I don't know why you do it, but we're thankful that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say really quick, I was down for the Trash to Cash thing, you guys know, and one of the first people I met down there was Mike Camparelli, and that is one of the kindest people I have ever met in my life. He is such a genuine dude, and I'm super happy I had the pleasure to meet him and hang out with him. So thanks for becoming a member, Mike. You as well, Chris. We love you both.
Absolutely.
So since this is the locker room, guys, the Super Bowl, you guys want to get that off your chest? Anything about the Super Bowl?
Rigged.
We
I didn't
So-
watch it.
We didn't watch it either. Lindsay and I chose not to watch it. We didn't really care who won. I wanted the 49ers to win just for nostalgic reasons. Like I remember growing up and Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and all these guys.
Yeah.
You know, those were people I looked up to when I was a kid. So I was kind of secretly pulling for the 49ers, but I really didn't care either way. But Monday morning, my wife's like, I'm a Chiefs fan now, just so you know. And I'm like, we didn't even watch the game. What are you talking about? But it's all she discovered Patrick Mahomes, and apparently he's hot.
Them Texas boys, man. That's the way it goes. You know,
There were some good memes that came out after the game, so I've enjoyed those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they've often said that NFL's rigged. If they rigged this, they done it perfect to take it into overtime, close game. I mean, yeah, I watched the whole thing and I found myself getting fired up when I don't even really pull for either one of those teams. I don't really have an NFL team at all. I guess I was pulling for Kansas City because of Archie. Archie's from Kansas. So, yeah, so.
I heard it was a
Otherwise-
really good game, but I didn't watch a single down.
Yeah, it's, you know.
Shane just tuned in when Usher was out to watch that.
I didn't even see that. My
favorite artist.
My wife did record the entire thing, just because she wanted to see the halftime show. But then, like I said, what she told me Monday morning, and then yesterday comes home from work and she's literally sitting in there watching the Super Bowl while I was doing my live show last night.
So
Yeah,
congratulations to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I really didn't care for that halftime show at all. As a matter of fact, I was in my Hot Wheels room hanging cars on the wall while halftime was going on. So, but I could hear it and I wasn't a fan. I mean, Usher, he ain't had a hit in 20 years, has he? I don't know. 10 or 15 anyway.
I honestly don't know.
It's been a while.
But he is a Chattanooga guy. He is from Chattanooga, so he's a Tennessee boy. So anyway, guys, let's talk about some sales or the lack of. I know a lot of people in the YouTube community have done videos on how sales are down. How's your all sales been over the last week or so?
Well, I kind of was in the same boat with everybody else. But I chalked it up to the fact that I felt like I wasn't listing enough. So I really started grinding out some new listings on top of Sell Similar, and Sell Similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time this past weekend. So super, super happy about that.
How many sales did you get over the weekend?
It wasn't a ton of sales. Maybe 15 for Friday, and I'm including Friday in this. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. Yeah.
But there were two of them. One buyer bought two different things for a total of $345, I think.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. The two items worked hand in hand with each other, and she had bought one of them. And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I noticed you bought this. Thank you. But just in case, I also have this part, which is necessary for the other part. And she was like, oh, I'm so glad you told me because I do need those. Hey,
Cha-ching.
somebody got a sale.
Who got a show sale?
I got it.
But
That's
so,
it.
yeah, I was like, hey, I got this. And she said, absolutely, I'm buying them now. So I just combined shipping for her. Send her a little refund on shipping, and yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, I sent off 14, I believe, and then one over on Poshmark. And then I got another sale on Poshmark today. So Poshmark has been steady at least once a week without even sharing my store on Poshmark. I don't know if you guys are familiar where you're supposed to share your closet, and I never do it. And I'm still steady, at least one sale a week on there, just throwing it up, cross promoting it.
When your phone went cha-ching, how many people watching this have started checking their phones when they heard
I
that?
know they're all like, hey, I looked at mine and I know it wasn't mine because I heard it through the headphones.
Well, it's funny, Alex and I we talk pretty frequently, and we kind of always gauge each other's sales, and we're pretty much almost identical from day to day. It's kind of scary. And like last weekend, I had 14, but a lot of my stuff that's been moving, even last weekend and through this week,
Cheap stuff.
the number of sales is good, but it's just low dollar stuff.
Yeah, it's been like $9-12. Like today I sold 3 DVDs and some lower end books.
Is that your pathetic sale of the week?
Well, they're all kind of pathetic when you look at, but they add up. But I mean, my best sale for today is $12. Everything else is $9.99, $8, $8 for DVDs.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my pathetic sale of the week. I sold a Jack Daniels enamel lapel pin for $3.99 plus shipping.
Okay, I do have a more pathetic sale. I think when I was talking on the phone last night, I was packing it too, and I'm like, I totally messed up and losing money because it was like a $4 book with promoted at 5%, and my shipping weight was under, so I paid out of pocket for some shipping. So I don't know. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, $4 for a box boat book, a boat about box boats that move the shipping containers around on the ocean. That sold for $4 plus shipping, but it still weighed. The book was like 3 pounds, and I think I had 2 pounds in there. So I paid, $1.50 out of pocket to ship it.
Oh, dang.
Promoted at 5%. I didn't make anything.
Well, my pathetic sale of the week was I don't know if you guys are familiar with any type of photography info or knowledge. But
hold on, Shane. I just want to put this out there that the pathetic sale of the week is copyrighted. So you'll be hearing from our lawyers, or mine, because it was my idea to have the pathetic sale of the week. So just to let you guys know.
That's right.
Okay, go on.
Filters that screw onto camera lenses, they just change different things, and basically like Snapchat for 35 millimeter. But I picked up a bunch of them at Goodwill one day. It was like a stack of filters, all brand new in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I paid $4 or $5 for like 10 of them, and I've been selling them ever since. They're not fast sellers, but this 67 millimeter CPL filter, which basically takes reflection off of your photos or whatever, it sold for $587 plus shipping. But I mean, I made my money back with the very first one I sold.
Did you promote it?
Yeah, it was promoted only at like 3.6% or something, but yeah.
Did you count the cost of shipping materials? Come on, dude. We're sucking wind, dude. It's bad. It's bad.
Yep. But no, I did have some really good sales last week, so super happy. And this week is off to a slow start, but hopefully it picks back up.
Yeah. What about sale of the week? I did sell a lot of 21 vintage North American hunting books for $55. Oh, we got another sale.
What the frick, dude?
He's just like, oh, look.
$55, but that I had them listed for way higher, but I'm moving soon, so I'm just trying to get rid of any big items.
That's all you get for the rest of the show, Alex. Me and Shane's got to catch up.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Maybe they just paid. It wasn't a sale. They just paid me.
I started to say that was too soon to get another sale that fast.
I have all these offers, and I wait till we hit record, and I accept all the offers, so it makes like I'm getting all these sales.
Heck yeah.
You sly devil. Sale of the week.
Yeah, that was my sale of the week. The hunting books, $55.
All right. Do you have one, Shane?
Mine?
Nothing
Yeah, so
great.
Mine, I just mentioned it was the 2 items for $345. You guys know what zip ties are, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Most people do. So there's a company that makes super long ones, and the heads for them come separately. So the heads come in a pack of 25. I had 13 packs of these, and then I had like 60 feet of the actual, whatever you want to call this part that you actually wrap around. And I had the heads listed for like $18 a pack, and the other part I had those listed for like $20. I had six of those, and I forget how many comes in the pack of those. But anyways, she bought the 6 long pieces, the long packs, for $101. And that's when I reached out to her and say, hey, I also have all the heads for these if you're interested. So she bought all of those for a total of $345 plus shipping, which was amazing. I picked them up. So I went to this yard sale back in the summertime, and this like old technician dude, I bought other things from him too. But he did like air conditioner work, I guess, heating and air.
Yeah.
So he had a bunch of stuff out there. He was an older dude, and he was just getting rid of all his stuff, and he was letting stuff go cheap. I got absolutely next to nothing. I paid $1 for this little converter type thing. I sold super fast for like $180 when I got there. I don't even remember what I paid for these things. But yeah, next to nothing in $345. I'll take that.
Welcome to the Shane Show. Oh, the Shane Show's over.
Yeah,
man, do me a favor, man, please.
Can we go big so I can show this sale real quick?
Sure, yeah, but I just need to address Shane for a second. Please straighten out your movie posters, dude. It's driving me crazy. What are you doing, Ben? You rolling around on your wall? Is that why they got all crooked?
They're literally like 6 inches behind me, so every time I stand up, I bump them, and I just got tired of fixing them. And it's funny when people comment on my videos that they hate my posters are crooked. And
sorry, I'm
just leave them.
I'm OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff, man. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Good.
Alex.
Oh, I sold this for Valentine's Day. This wiener. You see it? This big wiener I sold for Valentine's Day. $15. All right, I'm done.
The good looking.
Anyways, sign up for just the tip.
Yeah. Showing the wiener. All right. My sale of the week, it was an amplifier that I purchased for my motorcycle for my sound system. And I never did wire it up because I ended up putting one of those wireless antennas that had its own little amp attached to it, wired directly into my sound system. I went that route. And trust me, if you can't hear my pipes coming, you can hear my stereo. And I thought, well, I'm just going to list and sell it. And it sold $142 plus shipping. So that was my sale of the week right there. And I'd bought that thing maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. So, but anyway, you know what? It has been a while, guys, since it's just been us on the show. We have had a plethora.
Wow.
That's the word of the week, by the way, plethora of guests in the locker room, some big hitters. And I'm so appreciative of their time and them coming in and sharing their journeys with us here in the locker room. And we've got so many more lined up for this year that'll be joining us. And part of our schedule. Yeah.
Next week is Biscuittbutt.
Yeah. So, how we plan on going forward, guys, in 2024 is we plan on doing a guest 1 week, the 4 of us the next week, and then sprinkling 2 lives into the show every month. And
on Friday.
So that's on a Friday night, we're going to rotate and all those in. And so you're going to be able to have the opportunity to tune into the locker room a lot more frequently than what you had last year. So we hope that you would do that.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about the find of the week, guys. Y'all find something killer? I'll go first and let you think about it. My Goodwill, you'll see the video coming out here shortly. Went to the Goodwill, found a electronic brother typewriter. And this sucker was like new open box. And got it home, took it out, plugged it up, everything on it works good. Even the ink cartridges, the manuals, and everything that comes with it, the accessories were still sealed in its packaging. Paid $12.99 for that, and it's got a sold comps. I've got it listed because of sold comps, 175 plus shipping. So that would be my find of the week.
Nice.
Cool. I did. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up something here. I did find this at the bins like last week, and it's a statue. It's cool because it's a statue of Kevin and Rocky Top. And I already sold it.
No way.
Yeah, sold.
Pull that up closer.
You go bigger.
Make him big.
Man.
Make him big. That's the old man from Up, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Good grief.
I made some reels for that too. That throwing it. That $12 at the bins. They're sold already.
Not familiar with that character.
He's from the movie Up. It's a pretty cute movie.
Cool.
Well, guys, I have not sourced since coming back from Orlando. I've just been working on Death Pile, so I haven't found anything.
How much stuff did you bring back from that trip, though?
Quite a bit. I filled the entire trunk up of the rental car and a good bit of the back seat. You're
in a smart car, right?
Nope. I was in a Chrysler 300.
Oh, so those actually have pretty big trunks, the Chryslers.
You know what?
Yeah, I used to have one, and it made me miss mine. I love my Jeep, don't get me wrong, but like I've been riding around in that. I was like, I almost hate that I got rid of mine.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the viewers, this was your first actual reseller event, first one ever you've went to, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Tell the viewers about your experience. Let's hear about the whole thing, start to finish.
Because we got nothing else to talk. So you just take over the show.
Right. Hey, I was going to put this up, guys. I was going to throw this up at the first of the show. Thanks for watching. We ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing for you. But we can hear Shane's adventures. We want to hear Shane's adventures. Let me set this thing up. He left South Carolina, drove down to Florida, walked into the hotel. First reseller rally event ever he has ever attended. Go.
Yep. So I was walking around, didn't recognize a single person. And I was like, okay, so this was a Trash to Cash event. I didn't see any of the fellas there. None of the usual tag-alongs like Death Pile Picker Mike. Didn't see him. Nobody. And I'm just like, all right, I'm going to walk over to the bar and get a drink. And I feel somebody tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and it's Richard, Nip Drop Flips, also known now as Ford Picker, or whatever his new channel name is. But he tapped me on my shoulder. Of course, we shook hands because it's first time meeting him and all. But he was on my live show, and we hung out and had a good time that night. So I knew we were going to get along. We had a killer time together. He started introducing me to some people who were there that were resellers, didn't have channels. And that was pretty cool, getting to meet other people. But then we're all at the bar having a good time. And of course, the Trash to Cash guys are the last ones to come in to the hotel. They had already been there, but they were like out doing yard sales and things like that. So anyways, they come in, and this actually made me feel pretty good. They beelined. All three of them walked straight up to me, and Dave was like, I got a question for you, but I don't remember what it is. And I'm like, okay. So anyways, they all introduced themselves to me, and we chatted a good bit. But then, of course, they had to do their mingling. But yeah, just so the first night was just a meet and greet, hangout at the lobby, the hotel bar. Everybody had a good time. And then the next day, that morning, I had met Matt, not Matt's Profits Pursuit.
ABC Matt.
Yep. I met ABC Matt, came in late that night. And then the next morning I wake up, it's like 5 a.m, and I see on Instagram that he's at IHOP. And I was like, that sounds amazing. I'm going to IHOP. I'll go have breakfast with Matt. And then I get there and he's gone already. But I had breakfast and then just went back and hung out at the hotel. And we went to the bins at like 10 a.m., which I thought was weird. I was like, I got to the bins. I'm assuming the bins open at 10. That's what time our bins open here in South Carolina, or at least in Columbia. I get there. They've been open for 2 hours. I'm like, well, I ain't finding nothing here today.
Yeah, they open at 8 here. So
yeah. So I dig through. I actually found a couple of things, but their bins were trash, man. It was all clothing. Absolutely like hardly any books, hardly any media whatsoever. Very, very little hard goods. I did walk away with, I found like a $40 pair of Y2K jeans. This super cool British memorial flag for the wedding of William and Kate or whatever their names are. New with tags and just some weird things. But
wedding flag.
Yeah. And I found a Kenwood transceiver 2-way radio type thing. Couldn't test it, so it's listed for $39 untested. But I did, walk away with some stuff from there. But I enjoyed just hanging out with everybody while we were there. Dave and I both went live, even though you're not allowed to film from the bins. We both went live, and if one of us got kicked out, the other was to record it. But neither one of us got caught.
You wouldn't have been able to see what was going on in your live, though.
I heard. So that's crazy. Everywhere I went, Verizon service sucked everywhere.
That's why I got T-Mobile.
Unless I was standing in a parking lot somewhere. Yeah. I've been building cell phone towers for dang near 30 years, and I've never had issues with Verizon until I went to Orlando.
The only issue I have with Verizon, I was with them for like 10 years, is their price. They're expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah. So, all right. So after the bins, the Trash to Cash guys invited me to lunch with them. They bought me lunch. That was pretty cool. We went to Del Taco per Kevin's request. I heard he frequented that place a couple of times.
Del Taco.
And then after lunch, it is good. After lunch, they did their live recording of their well, it wasn't a live. I guess they recorded it in front of a live studio audience. Their podcast, where they invited me up and let me tell my story of how I became a reseller and how I got into reselling, which that was super cool of them to showcase me for 5 minutes. And then it was just kind of the rest of the day was kind of do whatever you want. We did go. That's when I went thrifting at Goodwill, and their Goodwills are super expensive compared to what I have here. But that was the best Goodwill I've ever been into. I told J-Ride this. I was like, dude, I felt like I was you for a day because everything this dude preaches about buying, I found that stupid foot massager thing that he sells for over $100 every time. I found the Travis Matthews and the Tommy Bahama, all the clothing he sells. I forget what else I got. I spent $150 in there, and I've never spent that much in a thrift store.
Tommy Bahamas, those sell still pretty good. I actually listed 3 of those today.
Yeah, from what I understand, you gotta have the right ones, and I forget the names off the top of my head. I think one of them is called Island Zone or something, but yeah, I think you gotta have the right ones, the right patterns or whatever. But yeah, I was finding everything the dude sells, and I've sold almost all of it already.
Yeah.
And then after that is we met up for the miniature golf, which was fun. And I have a video, 2 videos coming out from my trip, but with my new promotion, I've been so crazy busy at work that I haven't had time to do any editing. I've been getting home later and stuff like that. But so I'm not going to spoil what made the miniature golf part so fun. But I was on a team with Kevin. We broke up in the teams of 5, and it was me, Kevin, some other guys that I met from Charleston, South Carolina. They're Sweet Tea Pickers, I think was their name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and one other guy. Who was it? This dude. Another guy that he's a reseller, doesn't have a YouTube channel. Those guys from Charleston didn't either. Zane was his name. I remember.
I didn't know that was allowed, but it's good to know.
What's that?
That you can be a reseller without recording it?
Yeah. Apparently you can. There was quite a few people there.
That's news to me, dude.
But anyways, so Josh, Haley, and I forget who all was on their team. They were right in front of us, and then so like we had another group behind us, and we just all kind of hung out and did the whole miniature golf thing for a couple hours. I won hole-in-one contest or something, and which was awesome because they gave me a free 18 holes of miniature golf that I gave to Dave's mom because I don't live in Orlando.
You drive back there to play miniature golf.
And let me just say, Dave's mother is such a sweet woman. She is nothing like her son.
I think we all know that, man.
She is amazing. I had the privilege to sit across from her at dinner the night we all went to the Brazilian steakhouse, which was the next night. And Anthony Dragon Masters Finds was there by then. And we just talked to her like all night long. Dave and his wife and his family and all were right there, but his mom was directly across from us. And she was just amazing person to talk to. But yeah, so that particular night, that Friday night, it was another hang out at the bar kind of night. Actually, they had a big fire pit out by the pool, so most people were hanging out at the fire pit talking.
Right on.
Then Saturday, everybody went yard selling, and Anthony and I killed it on the yard sale trip we took. We both found really good stuff at this estate sale we came across. It was the last sale of the day. And we both did really well there. But then after that, everybody met back at the hotel at 1 p.m. and Kevin and Dave and Carrie were going to go live on Whatnot. And they were selling things that all of us found yard selling. So they would sell our items and then give us the cash minus, fees.
Somebody's oven's going off. Whose oven's going off?
No, I'm sorry. That's
Easy bake oven.
Easy bake. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it reminded me.
My cookies are done.
Ding, ding.
I got a family chat blown up.
So yeah, like I found 2 things that I wanted to sell. I found you guys are familiar with Victoria's Secret's pink. It was Victoria's Secret pink like fanny pack, but it was in the shape of a pineapple. So I let Kevin sign it. I had Kevin sign it and sell that in his Whatnot. I paid $1 for it.
How much that go for?
Like $19.
Wow.
So I got 17 after fees.
Wow.
And then for Dave's show, because Dave's a completely different person than Kevin, I literally found a remote control pile of poop, and it drove around.
That's cool.
And I was like, it even made like farting noises and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome.
For $1. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
This is a deal.
I'd have kept that thing, man.
I seriously thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Dave sell it because this is the perfect type of item for Dave's show. And it sold for like $17 or something. But yeah, so that was cool that they did.
Are you calling Dave's show the shit show?
Yeah. But you see my name here. Soda City Flips on Kevin's shit list. I found out today that Kevin's upset with me.
At least you're on somebody's list, dude. The rest of us ain't on anybody's list, so that's you should feel honored.
Well, what happened was I was on, I can't remember, I think it was a Dibdit auction, and Kevin was selling a Inaman plush, and it was the old school fleet. It wasn't his CWP ones. He was selling one And I was bidding on it, and freaking Mike Deathpile Picker was bidding against me. Well, and this was before the event. So this was like a week before the event. I'm bidding on this thing, and I wasn't really paying attention because Mike was like raising the bid by $1 here. So I was just going, he jumped it to 50, and I swiped to bid, not realizing he jumped it to 50, and I won this stupid thing for $52. And I was mad.
Wow.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Cancel order.
So
refund.
I know, right?
Start a refund.
So Kevin signs it. He autographs the back of it. And then I find out at the event, he's like, yeah, those weren't even mine. I was selling them for Carrie. He found them for $1 at a yard sale or the flea market or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to list this on eBay. So I listed it, autographed, Commonwealth Picker, Fleet, in a man, blah, 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 and I listed it for $89. Apparently, Kevin goes on and researches in a man sales on eBay, and he came across my listing and apparently was very unhappy with me. I just found that out. I just found that out today.
Wow.
So,
hey man, it's a free market.
Yeah, what is he upset about? You're just trying to get some of your money back.
Maybe because it's autographed, but yeah, so Dave is the one who told me this, and it was in Dave's Whatnot auction earlier tonight. I jumped in there, and he's like, "Soda City Flips, Kevin's pretty upset with you," and he explains why, and I was like, "Dude, I paid for it."
I could be wrong. I could be wrong when I say this, but that little action that you committed by listing that, he might start charging for his autograph now. You may have started something.
Is he totally frozen?
Is he frozen?
Yeah.
I can promise you this. I'm not. So my screen went black. I don't know what happened. I'm not the only one with freaking Inaman plushes on there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's knowing that people are getting his autograph on stuff and turning around and selling it on eBay. He's going to start charging at events for his signature.
But he said he listed at 80. Did you sell it?
No, it hasn't sold. It's got tons of views.
Pull it down and start an auction and start it at a penny and see what happens.
Well, it just goes to show that Kevin's autograph's not worth $89. But true. No, I'm not the only one with autograph Kevin stuff on there. If you Google Commonwealth Picker autograph, there's other stuff. I hope he's mad at everybody else too.
You got to spread the hate, Kevin.
But yeah, so nobody's bought it, but that's a good idea. I don't know if I'll get my money back, but yeah, like I told them, Dave, I was like, dude, I bought the thing. I didn't know Kevin was going to sign it. And,
So you had a great time.
I own it. I can do whatever I want with it, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I had a good time. Saturday, we killed it at the yard sales. Saturday nights when we had the big Brazilian steakhouse dinner, which, by the way, if you guys have never been to one, holy cow.
Yeah, I've been to one.
Stuff, man. That was my first time. We have one here locally called Rio's, but I've never been to it.
Yeah, we had that.
Is that where they bring the meat out on this big old stick and they carve it?
It's usually one price, or at least the one I went to is one price, and it's all you can eat, and they just walk around with different cuts of meat all night.
Yeah.
So, you can eat there all night if you want.
It was very, very good.
Well, we're glad that you were able to go, Shane, and get that. Until you've been to a reselling event in person, it's hard to describe, right? I mean, It's kind of surreal because you're meeting people who you watch on YouTube for an infinite amount of time, and you feel like you really know them. So when you meet them, it's kind of surreal.
Yeah.
Right?
And I mean, everybody was super good to me there, from the Trash to Cash guys and everybody else that I met. Like Chris, you guys know Chris Flipping for Laughs, and his wife drove up from, I forget the town they live in, but they drove up to Orlando just to hang out with me one night, which was amazing.
Absolutely.
They brought me gifts. Like, I was sitting there doing a live show from the event, my very first time as being a monetized YouTuber. I was live there, and like I'd mentioned, I was like, oh, I should have got something to drink before I sat down to do this. I'm super thirsty. She comes walking over with a glass of water and a 7 and 7. I was like, man, thank
Wow.
you. Like, everybody was good to me down there. It was amazing. Richard dropped flips, absolutely amazing. Matt brought me gifts, brought me this super dope hat, ABC Matt hat. Like, everybody was good to me. It was absolutely amazing.
Well, speaking of events, the tip of the week this week, children, is make your plans now to come to the annual Highway 127 Resellers event Friday night, August 2nd in Crossville, Tennessee, hosted by the two old guys. You want to come down to this thing? All of us guys here in the locker room are going to be in attendance. As a matter of fact, we're going to be there all week long, picking all week right up until the meetup. You can get more information about this event if you go over and see Caleb at the Old Paths on YouTube, or you follow him on Instagram, or you can go over to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast channel, and you can get more information about that. So I would recommend definitely attending the Highway 127. I went last year, bought more stuff than I could barely handle.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, all right. We're looking forward to meeting.
I should throw out there April 26th and 28th. There's going to be a meetup supposedly in Nashville here. I don't have any other information yet, so I'll follow it up if I get other information. It's from Nashville Flippers are hosting it though. April 26th and 28th here in Nashville.
Nice.
26th through the 28th in Nashville.
Yeah, but he hasn't put out any other information yet, so I'll have to reach out to him. Maybe I can pass some more information on next week.
Sure. All right, guys, I've got a video of the week I wanted to talk about real briefly. And this video is from Josh Galt. And he normally does lives every day about 1 p.m. and he hasn't been doing that lately. And I'm like, man, something's up. You know, that's not like him not to be consistent, you know, with doing his lives at noon every day or at 1 o'clock. He put out like an 8 to 12 minute video, and I forget when I watched it. It's been last week sometime, I think, that he's talking about what most of us have to do when times get tough, and that's pivot. You know, we've got to pivot in our business. And the way that eBay has been going, he lives, and I can't remember. So Josh, if you're watching, you'll have to correct me in the comments. I think that he lives in Canada, but he crosses into Niagara Falls where his warehouse is, where he does business. I think that's correct.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
So now, because of certain life situations, he's going to have to move all his inventory out of that space in Niagara and move everything over across the border into Canada, but he's having to pivot. And, you know, he went on to talk about how he's, you know, back in the day, eBay used to have the word consistency attached to it, not just being a seller consistent, but it produced consistent sales for the sellers. And how all that has just seemed to just float away, you know, back in the COVID days. Or should I say that? Should I say C word? Whoop! Anyway, Archie, you'll have to edit that. Anyway, you could depend on consistency because people, you know, you had to buy from home because everywhere was shut down. You couldn't really, people were scared to go out. So online sales, if you're a reseller during those times, man, you were making some bank. But anyway, long story short, you just kind of hit on me that, you know, there always comes a time in your life, reselling aside, where you have to make decisions and make pivots. And in this reselling business, it's a fluid thing. It changes daily, the situations with what we're doing, in my opinion. So anyway, I thought that was a great video. Josh puts out a lot of great content. He's super knowledgeable. And I know that he comments on my channel videos a lot. And Josh, thank you very much for doing that. I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you. But just we need to keep each of us in mind as we go through our days that all of us are having struggles, all the time, no matter what it is. But anyway, with Josh, I just wanted to talk about his channel because I think he's an important figure in our reselling community.
Yeah, no, I saw that video too. So good luck, Josh, with everything, man.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I got
a video of the week, and it's gonna be Shane's new diss track. So it's if you guys haven't watched, you got to go watch it. We got to get the response to happen. So everyone,
if I had a way of pulling that up and sharing it, I'd play it right now.
I'm going to tell you this, Shane. It still sucks, but it's way better than the first one. So it's kind of scary that you're getting a little bit better. So maybe so the first one, I could tell that you pieced it together, This one seemed to flow better. Like you didn't do as many takes, right? Like, cause you memorized it better.
Yep. So and I had a feeling. I was like, this one will be a little bit better. I think just like you said, each one I'll get a little bit better because there's more coming. You got to know there's more coming.
It definitely was an improvement from the first one. I'll give you that.
Carrie's been silent, so anybody who hasn't seen it, Carrie basically on the Trash to Cash podcast 2 episodes ago, I believe, now three maybe, since they dropped one today. He said if I ever reached 3,000 subscribers, he would battle rap me. I didn't call him out. He called me out. That's how I'm looking at this. He called me out when he said that. I don't think he realized I needed 29 subs to get to 3,000 when he said that. So those 29 subs came. He
did make the deal, but he is known for taking back deals.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned in
yeah.
Well, to give Shane credit, fellas, on his first attempt, I thought he'd done a great job on the first attempt of doing that. I mean, he done better than I'd be able to do, man.
I appreciate it. It's fun, man. I have more fun writing the lyrics just because I start laughing to myself. Because I'm like, oh, remember when this happened? I got to make fun of that, and it causes me to think. So, like, I've got this handy green notebook.
You know what?
And it's full of, you guys can't see that, but it's full of lyrics. Like, I'm ready to go, man.
Oh, he's getting serious songwriter now, man. Look at him. You need to cut that in an audio version and sell it as an MP3 and put it in your Soda City store or something.
Get it on Spotify.
Maybe I'll write another song. We could do like a split record together.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
but
gentlemen.
No, it's fun. So I appreciate the shout out there, Alex.
This kind of follows up on talking about the Highway 127 sale. We've got a viewer to the show, and he is a gentleman that I met at the Highway 127 last year, and he would be Mr. Chris Moose. And he talks about in a comment to one of our videos, I'll see you guys in Crossville at the Two Old Guys meetup. So Chris Moose, got to give him a shout out. He used to do YouTube. He does. He's got his hands full like most of us, and he doesn't do content, but he's got a goal to start up a channel again. So Chris, if you're watching, let us know when you start your channel. We will definitely give you support, my friend.
It's super funny because you probably can't see this, but I had the exact same comment pulled up.
There we go.
Okay.
We're in tune, man. It's here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one I was going to bring up if nobody else had one.
Yeah. There you go. Cool.
Well, Chris, if the Nashville Flippers do that meetup, you should go to that too.
Yeah. Yeah. If you firm up details, I'd definitely drive over to Nashville for that. And
I have to reach out to Ray and see
what happens.
What the plan is.
Yep. Well, if you're a reseller and you're watching this show, I just want to give you a little bit of an encouragement right now, guys. It can always be worse. Keep doing what you're doing, except if you're procrastinating, please quit, because you're not doing yourself any favors by putting things off. get your listings done, get out there and source, find the items, put the work in. Success is not going to come to you on a silver platter. You got to put the work in. If you're a YouTube creator, get into the grind. There's no room for procrastination. Get consistent with YouTube like you're consistent with your business. Any of you guys agree with those statements?
Absolutely. Every one of them.
Yep.
Grind it out.
Otherwise, I have nothing else.
I disagree because I haven't put out a YouTube video all month.
Oh,
Man,
I've been slacking.
I am pivoting in my business right now. I'm pivoting in life right now. So when I get resettled, maybe we'll make a video.
You're super pivoting.
Yeah.
Yeah, super pivoting for sure. Well, anyway, guys, I'm excited. You know, we're going to have some big announcements coming to the channel here in the next couple of weeks that we're excited to talk to you guys out there listening and watching. And leave us a comment down below. If you have certain topics that you'd like to hear us talk about, drop it down there below. We're always good about going in, reading, and responding to our commenters. We'd appreciate if you'd do that. Also, we'd like for you to also remember our membership levels if you feel so inclined. We have those 3 levels available to you, and you should be able to find the descriptions of those memberships down in the links of this video. We'd love to have you a member of our locker room here, and we cannot wait for August.
We also got availability here. We only have 3 squares, so we have availability on a 4th square here. Send your application down below. Leave a comment why you should be on the podcast.
Ooh, I didn't say that. You're going to be on record for saying that one.
Next week, it'll say Beard King Picker on Archie's shit list.
Yeah. Hey, now, if you're late watching this, we got to say it again. Archie is entertaining a house guest. He couldn't be on the show today. We didn't get rid of him, so don't go into a freaking panic. Some of you other YouTube channels who like to capitalize on drama, there is no drama here in the locker room, so don't even get that started. If you use that material, we will charge you for it.
That's copyrighted also, apparently.
That's copyrighted. That's right, man. Guys, y'all got anything else you want to share to these fine people?
I just want to say, Kevin, I'm sorry I made you mad, buddy. You know I love you. But your autograph still ain't selling for $89. I'm going to drop it to $75.
Yeah, we all can't be famous. They just got to get used to it. Alex, you got anything, my big man?
Nope, I got nothing. Come back, Archie. Come back.
Yes. We miss you, Arch. We can't wait to have you back into the locker room real soon. And on behalf of myself, Shane, Alex, this has been the Reseller Locker Room Podcast, episode number 22, coming at you every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. And until we meet next time, keep selling.